love to attend a wedding, but do you love to plan a wedding? I have discovered several ways to reduce the cost of the first day of your new beginning. Today, I'm going to explain ways of how to plan a wedding on a budget. There are a lot of ways to cut the cost of weddings and still have a fabulous wedding day. I am recently engaged and I'm planning my wedding for August 15th, 2015. I have researched the most cost-effective weddings and we plan to stay on our targeted budget. Planning a wedding on a budget can be achieved if simple steps are implemented, such as creating a budget, the planning stage, clothing shopping, and budget analysis. How to plan a wedding on a budget?
How do you do it?
So glad you asked. Here's how. The first is to create a budget. You should sit down with your fiance and discuss the wants and needs. You should create a wedding budget Excel spreadsheet which consists of everything that's needed for the actual wedding. The next, you could start a wedding folder and list all things needed for the wedding to have a tangible folder with you as you go through your day. You should create a mock guest list to determine the budget, which is most important, I feel, is to select a wedding coordinator to assist you with the planning. You also should research bands, florists, and caterers, and photographers. Next is the planning stage. You should select the wedding day, and the best day to plan a wedding that is the least cost effective would be either on a Friday or a Sunday, because those days are much cheaper than a Saturday. Decide on the color scheme for the wedding, and also to select the bridal party, and then to search for wedding and reception venues. You can decide on the type of wedding cake to have. It could be on a smaller scale versus the huge tower of wedding cakes that you normally see. You can decide if a limousine is necessary or not, and you also can design your own wedding invitation. This is my favorite part, which is the wedding clothes shopping. You can register for bridal shows where everybody knows there is a chance that you can possibly win your wedding dress or possibly win your honeymoon. The next, you can visit boutiques for newly worn wedding gowns and tuxedos. And you also can allow your bridesmaids to wear previous bridesmaid dresses from other weddings that they were in before. You can borrow a close family member's wedding gown, or you can buy your accessories and shoes from the Goodwill. The last part is a budget analysis. You should always go back to your Excel spreadsheet, which has your forecasted budget, which by now you've hopefully been plugging in all of the items that you need and the costs associated with that item. By now, hopefully, you should have some money left over to write out checks for the services to be rendered. And hopefully you have enough money left to buy bridesmaids and groomsmaids gift. You should also revisit your previous budget to make sure that you're on target. In my conclusion, I have provided ways on how to plan a wedding on a budget that includes creating a budget, the planning stage, wedding clothing shopping, and reevaluating your wedding budget. Everyone loves to attend weddings, but do you love to plan a wedding? I've provided you with some simple ways to plan a wedding that doesn't require you to break the bank. Planning a wedding on a budget can be achieved with the right tools in place. Thank you. Any questions? Yes? Angel?
I'm curious to know, after you do your analysis, what if you're over budget? what is like one of the main things that you will take away?
Well, I think the main thing I probably would take away is if we decided to have a limo. I mean, because, everybody has their own individual cars, and then that way everybody can ride in their own individual cars instead of all together as I want in a limousine bus.
Okay, and also should the services be included in the analysis?
What service are you referring to?
The preacher, the caterer.
Oh, the preacher and the caterer? It's me. Hopefully your wedding will be held at your own church, and hopefully the pastor wouldn't want anything else. Thank you so much for your time. Goodbye.